Greetings one and all, this is Rhythm Works and welcome to my channel. And today, yep, Call of Duty Ghost, I have succumbed to the lure. Yes, the lure of Call of Duty Ghost. Now some might be quick to say, you fucking traitor. It ain't like that. And some might be even quicker to say, well, y'all you fucking getting Call of Duty to fucking boost up your fucking views on your fucking channel. It ain't like that either. As I stated in my last two videos, I ain't even gonna begin to explain that. But I just want to share my experience of actually going to a midnight launch. My very first one. It was very surreal to begin with. Went to my local game store, and by the time I arrived there, it was a telling sight because there wasn't a lot of people queuing for the game. There wasn't a lot. There must have been like around 35, if that. And the thing is that when Grand Theft Auto 5 was released, there was like over 750, nearly 1,000 people basically at the store, lined up all around the shopping center, through the car park, out the street. It was that hectic, that crazy, that mad, you know. But it was a surreal experience for me. I was basically standing outside talking to some fellow gamers, letting them know, look, I'm a complete noob. I don't know much about the series, only what I've seen in YouTube videos that kind of put me off buying it in the first place for many years, and letting them know that it was only Modern Warfare 2 that I actually had the guts to play. And you know, they kind of coasted me through it and what have you. And it was interesting to see the demographic of people that was basically there. I mean, obviously you had the gamer types that was there, you know, and it's almost like you can tell like the elite gamers, you know what I'm saying? It's like it was most of them, because who would basically queue outside a freaking shopping center at 12 o'clock midnight for a computer game? I mean, come on now. And mixed up with kids who had to have their mothers escort them, and the mothers are basically saying silly things, these computer games. I don't know why you're interested in these computer games, and the guy, you know, their kids are they're just not saying nothing because they know they just don't understand the popularity of these things. So it was a good mixture of people, you know. Yeah, so I went in there, got the hardened edition because it kind of made sense. For only £1 more, you get more content and stuff. So, you know, thanks for the tip, guys, the guys I was talking to at the store. And yeah, that was basically it. Now, it's getting to be expensive, you know, getting into all of this stuff. So I'm doing this simply for research purposes and to find out actually if I'm really going to continue with the journey of Call of Duty. Now with Battlefield 4, I'm liking that, you know, I'm liking that series, but I really wanted to kind of balance it off with Call of Duty Ghosts as well, just to see, you know, where my head's gonna lean. And also another thing I noticed that there was they had PS4 copies of the game on sale there already, and I had to ask the guy, well, what sense does that make? And he answered, I don't know. Simple enough, because you know, with their trading campaign, it makes total sense to have the games in there on the PS4 launch, but they literally had them there on the shelves. So Infinity Ward, Activision, they must be really mega confident that they're gonna freaking shift not only the PS3 copies but the PS4 copies, and they must know. So anyway, so that was my experience at my local game store at the midnight launch, and then I took the game home. Gameplay. Okay, we're gonna keep this real simple because, as you know, I'm a noob of both Call of Duty Ghosts and also Battlefield 4, which I've had the pleasure of playing over the last few days. And first of all, in relation to the midnight launches, I don't think I'm gonna be doing any more of those things, because what I find is that when I actually go to one of these midnight launches, I'm eager to play the game as everyone else is, but by the time I get home and I'm ready to play, I feel fatigued, because all the excitement of basically getting the game more or less took all the energy out of me. And for me to kind of sit down there with my tired self and play the game and trying to level up and what have you is a bit too deep for me, when really I want to enjoy the game to its fullest in my most conscious of states. So I'm gonna let the postman do all the work for that. I'm not really gonna do the midnight thing, you know. I'll just catch up with everybody else in my own sweet time. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, leveling up is not that great a deal for me to actually spend half the night up and deprive myself of sleep. Okay, so that's first and foremost. Second thing, which is in relation to the game in question, Call of Duty Ghosts. Now, first of all, the look of the game. It looked kind of blurry at first when I actually started playing, and I thought to myself, maybe it's because I was tired or what have you, but it really looked blurry. But then it kind of smoothed itself out. And also the guns look really, really good. I would go so far to say that the look of the guns in COD Ghosts are better, I think, than Battlefield 4. People might have a sharp intake of breath and think I'm on crack at this moment in time, but you know, but that's how I see it from my eyes as a noob, you know what I'm saying? So sue me. But yeah, the guns look really good from my perspective in that. There's plenty of modes, plenty of online modes to whet your appetite. Squads and the multiplayer team deathmatch, blah 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 blah, yada yada yada. There's plenty to get you going, and it's laden full of modes that, you know, you can just chop and change from one to the other just to alleviate any kind of boredom, you know, and that's a good thing. The gameplay within itself, I have to say on record that the AI is some of the most sophisticated I've ever seen on a shoot 'em up, on a shooter game. They actually play closer to the human style of playing shooters. You know, diagonal, strafing, or whatever. You know, they do all the same moves that are commonplace in shoot 'em ups. And even when you're playing a game with just the AI and a friend with your squad, it doesn't feel like you are playing with the AI, because at times you're wondering, well, who's controlling who? You know what I mean? Because it's so realistic as to the tactics that the AI uses, you know? Okay, well, now to the con of the game, which is just minor for me, but I find that my hands get really, really stiff playing this game, you know, with the simple running controls. Whereas with Battlefield 4, you have the choice of keep pressing to run or just press once for you to run, which I think is a really good, it's a good way to calibrate your controller, if you like, so that you don't get tired when you're running long distances over maps and stuff like that, you know. Whereas with Call of Duty Ghosts, I find that I have to keep pressing the run button just to, you know, just to keep up with my teammates, you know. And it renders my left thumb useless. And I just feel really tired after playing a few games on this, and that's the only thing. But overall, it's still a good game. It's a good game. As a noob that's just entering into the whole Battlefield and Call of Duty thing to its fullest, because I spent a lot of money on these two games. A lot of money with the season passes and everything. Comes to like around 160 quid for both games. So I was really committed into giving these games a go. But I've got to say that there's only one game out of the two that's gonna take the journey with me to PS4, and it is, drum roll, it's got to be Battlefield 4. I just like the way Battlefield 4 plays. You know, even though it's not laden with different modes like Call of Duty is or has, I just find it a very nice game to play. You know, if you can call it nice, you know, but it's a nice game to play. It feels good. Even when I'm getting my ass served to me, you know, it's good to watch, so to speak. With Call of Duty, you know, upon the midnight launch of me playing it with like a few people, you know, it was good to begin with. But then now you can, you know, see all the Call of Duty diehards slowly getting their hands on this game, and it basically plays a whole lot different, you know, definitely. And you know, it's no disrespect to the community, no disrespect to the game or what have you. You know, I'll probably still keep the game, but it will just be on the PS3, I suppose. It's going to be a waste of £30 with the season pass and everything else, but you know, but I still enjoy the game. It's not like I'm not going to play the game at all. But with the new consoles coming out very soon, Battlefield 4 for me is the game that I'm going to take with me on that journey into new consoledom. And that's more or less it for me. I've enjoyed playing both games, and that's my verdict. So take it, leave it, whatever. It's just for the benefit of noobs that I'm giving this review, as it were. For all the aficionados, you know both games inside out, but I'm just talking as a noob, as a potential customer who will basically carry on the franchise. Anyway, I'm out of here. Peace.